Anime Death Spiral, the only anime podcast to bring you top coverage of anime news, opinion, reviews, and commentary until August 17th, 2032, when all anime production will cease forever. Let's walk this anime road hand in hand unto this inevitable conclusion.
I don't think we were supposed to tell them that, from the newsletter about the anime.
There's no reason to hide it. No reason to hide it.
Oh,
but
man,
until
okay.
then, until August 17th, 2032, when anime will be eradicated from the earth, we will be bringing you everything anime and manga related, including this summer's most anticipated anime TV shows and movies.
What? Anime in the summer of this year? Wait, what year is it?
Actually, not even the summer, because, as is our tradition, we are lagging behind. I want to say Gundam Hathaway movie 2 came out in Japan in January. That's clearly winter. The Mononoke movie 3 came out in May, which I do believe is spring.
That's what they keep saying. I think global warming has made all of this kind of murky at best.
Yeah, I mean, you really do have to just check a calendar instead of putting a finger out the window and checking the air.
Mm-hmm.
Checking the ambient temp.
I mean, Snowball Earth came out in spring. What's up with that? You can't just have a snowball.
It was very confusing. I didn't know what was happening. The screen did not match up with my experience. And stuff like the new Sekiro movie, which I did think was a show. I got that one wrong.
Yeah, no, it is. It's not a show.
It's like a movie. Which is fine. There's not a lot of story in Sekiro. I don't need to beat around the bush,
I think that's better.
Kid. It's like whatever.
I think that if you were to cut down all of the gameplay elements of Sekiro, it would basically be a 90-minute movie.
80-minute movie.
I'm more interested specifically that to see what they're doing, because like you mentioned, most FromSoft games are very sparse on story. Sekiro has more than average, but still it's not like, long drawn out dialogue between characters. So if not game, what are we doing in there? Well, what are we doing?
It's a lot of fighting. The thing is, if they made it a show, he would have to talk, and that is such a big mistake. My man Sekiro does not talk. That man does not say words.
Wolf does not talk. Wolf needs no words. He just needs to kill and move forward.
Wolf Pliskin.
Yeah. That's my favorite Metal Gear character.
Yeah, and that one is coming out in September, which is back to school.
Yeah, boy. School time.
So we've got it. I mean, we are covering kind of a spread here. There's some other things, the One Piece heroine coming out in July. We've got the Playing Death Games to Put Food on the Table movie 1. That's coming out in July. There's an Osamu Tezuka production coming out in August. We're a little all over the place.
He's still making movies, huh?
It's a Tupac situation. Production IG, now this is a baffling one, and we don't have to get into it, but Production IG did announce that they are going to be making a continuation of their Star Wars Visions short, The Ninth Jedi. They did 2 of these, one in the first season, one in the third season, and now they're just straight up making a movie. Okay. I don't get it, because this was, no shade or whatever, but this is one of the weakest ones. Weaker ones. There's some pretty bad ones in the collection.
I mean,
this is not a bad one.
In a collection that features something made by Trigger, it's hard not to be automatically weaker in some way. No shade to Production IG, no shade to them,
IG.
But they also are the ones that they're the ones that did Metallic Rouge, right? Was that them?
No, that was Bones.
Oh.
We talk about this a lot.
Okay, sorry. No, IG, you're still good with me, dog. I guess.
Yeah,
Bones, Bones, you're on thin ice.
We're waiting for Bones to come back. I think they do actually have some stuff coming up, which looks great.
Well, Bones did Yomi no Sugai last season.
Yeah.
And that was their big thing.
Yeah, and IG has a pretty mixed lineup. They did very famously, they produced that Uzumaki thing that we found so incredibly disappointing.
Not just us.
Yeah, still kind of hurting on that one. You know, they put out those fucking Fooly Cooly sequels, which I don't think anybody liked.
I can't lay that blame at their feet because I think that was more than anything a project brought to them by Adult Swim. Adult Swim wanted those Fooly Cooly sequels. Someone high up ordered those, and production with IG was just like, yeah, we'll cut us a check. We'll do some work.
Yeah, not like their hands are full with all this other crazy shit, producing the new Ghost in the Shell, being the studio behind Tengoku Daimakyo, which is fucking great. When are we going to get season 2 of that?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that was scheduled for 2033. And as we already said, all anime is going away after 2032. So
fell into the fold.
Yep.
But let's talk about the summer, because we only have a few shows left. We knocked out quite a few last time. I've got a couple that are interesting.
I don't know if any of these are going to be interesting, but I've got a couple here that I'm looking forward to. I hope that we have some overlap here. Let me start off with the one that I think is most likely to overlap with your list.
Okay.
Do you have Kaiju Girl Caramelise on there?
No, but I've been thinking about it because I did read a little bit of the manga a long time ago.
Okay.
And, it's a premise that I have mixed feelings about.
I also read a little bit of the manga a while ago. Not a whole lot, maybe the first 5 or so chapters. And I liked the idea. I don't think that I stopped reading because I didn't think that they had, a clear hook on where to go with it. I like the idea of this is a story about a high school girl who, instead of becoming a magical girl or getting isekai'd to be a hero or heroine in some other, or villainous in some other world, instead puberty takes the effect of turning into a giant. That's what it is.
Puberty.
Yeah, puberty. She turns into a giant Godzilla when her heart goes all doki doki.
Yeah.
When she sees the boy that she likes.
The boy that she likes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The popular handsome boy in her class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, off the bat, I think that's kind of a fun hook, but from what I saw, they were leaning way more into the standard, otome shoujo tropes. And not playing with the fact that she turns into a Godzilla enough for my taste.
Yeah, I think my problem with it is that, having recently reread all of Tomie, which doesn't take you very long.
No.
And
I've got the hardbound copy. It's great.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And it's not, it's not a time killer. You blast through those stories.
Mm-hmm.
And, talking a lot about these, various yuri about girls falling in love with monsters and this sort of, predatory romantic relationships, right?
Yeah.
I read a manga recently that was about a girl from the moon who comes down to Earth and falls in love with a boy.
That girl's from the moon.
Yeah, she really is. And she's a princess from the moon, too. And it's not a Sailor Moon reference because her entire deal is that on the moon, they have sort of praying mantis gender relations where the more dominant of the two in the romantic pair eats the other one instead of sex. And so this guy ends up being very, very afraid of consummating this relationship, as you can imagine. In a lot of these stories, there is a mental element at play, right? Where, maybe eating is metaphorical for sex. It's also metaphorical for kind of being consumed by desire, being consumed by your relationship. It's also has a lot to do with the monstrous feminine, right? Which is a big part of Tomie as well.
Yes, and I've not looked into it, but I would like to know the percentage of authors that are doing all of these Monster Girl Yuri stories. How many of them are identify as male versus identifying as women or other?
I do think that is interesting. I also think the idea of these stories, I think a lot about Tomie, and I think, how much was Junji Ito thinking about like gynophobia, right?
Sure.
And the monstrous feminine. Like, how was he? Obviously, he had to be aware a little bit of it because some of the stories directly reference that kind of thing. But like, there is a lot of this stuff that is like wrapped up in sort of the psychoanalytical, right? That is. Unfortunately,
I swear, we cannot go one episode without you bringing up Freud or dream analysis. This is getting out of hand, honestly.
Well, the psychoanalytics of the monstrous feminine come from way later on. Freud was not interested in feminism particularly. In fact, I think he might have been adversarial to it in some ways. But he
hated women.
Yeah, it is the patriarchal gynophobia that is impossible to ignore when it comes more to the male female relationships in these monster fucker stories, right?
Yeah.
And I think Caramelise is such a particular manifestation of this it is such a literalization of the monstrous feminine, right?
Yeah.
That it's kind of like, how do you write that story and not make it address what I would say is the actual underpinning of its own story, right?
Right.
And I think, honestly, what I know of from the manga, a little bit, but, I didn't read all of it. Maybe there's a huge turn I missed. But they're not particularly interested in anything involving that kind of train of thought, even though it is literally about a girl whose femininity is monstrous and threatens to kill everyone.
I wonder if the author of this got a little miffed when that Pixar movie that's basically a ripoff of this plot came out a couple of years ago, about the girl that turns into a giant like panda.
Seeing red?
Turning red? Turning red. Yeah. I mean, I think that there's very obvious crossovers in plots between this one. Now, one thing about this that I was like disappointed in the manga, and they actually made it worse in the trailer for the anime that I saw, was that the monster is just Godzilla.
It's Godzilla.
It's
who is
just
already
Godzilla.
Rich. He's so rich in symbolism already. Godzilla is many things. Like, I'm not going to say you can't, but when you invoke Godzilla, there's baggage there, man.
Yeah, exactly. And well, okay, it is Godzilla with little bat wings and like, little horns on its head.
Sure. Yeah, copyright.
Yeah, copyright. But I have to assume that the visual reference is intentional by the creator, right? Because the two options, the two options are either, yes, it's an intentional visual reference to Godzilla, and they're trying to imply some crossover in meaning between this and their or between Godzilla and their story, which, again, I'm not sure if that's true, because, like you said, Godzilla has certain themes associated with it that do not come up in Kaiju Girl Caramelise, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
And, the other option is that the author was just lazy and they used Godzilla as a straight visual reference with no thought behind that action. And I think that's worse. That's definitely the worse option. I hope that it's just a bad reference and not an incredibly lazy reference.
I mean, you cannot write stories like this with 100% control of all your visual or literary references, right?
Right.
This stuff is just leaked out through us, in our subconscious. I think that's fine. It's whatever. What What happens though is that then I come in and I am forced, as a person who thinks about these things, to do a reading on something like Caramelise, and I cannot ignore the fact that it's Godzilla, because it's clearly Godzilla. And Godzilla itself, like, being sort of a lizard, right? Sort of reptilian, right?
Sort of.
It is
a gorilla whale, Remy. Please. It is a gorilla whale. It's not a lizard. What are you talking? You're thinking of the American movie. That's what you must be thinking of.
I think of it as sort of a Komodo dragon, a Gila monster kind of thing. But and we're also inundated in anime with the Hebiona, right? The snake women. We've got Daira-san in this season, and obviously those are in like all the Monster Musume stuff too. They love a snake lady, and those are whether people like it or not, those are direct references to like gorgons in Greek mythology, right?
Yeah,
who are like sex monsters that virtuous men need to behead and shit like that. This is like, these are things that are like rich with meaning, and it's impossible to look at them and not think that maybe there is something, like maybe stories mean something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's very difficult to not come to that conclusion.
Well, no, I mean that's your problem, though, is that for a large portion of media consumers, stories don't actually mean anything.
Here's the thing, and I think this has always been a primary conceit of when I talk about these things, is that whether you like it or not, your brain is making connections constantly. It's like the brain is a connection-making machine.
I don't like that.
We all do it. And the thing is, if you don't do it consciously, you do it subconsciously, and you are ceding all control to the images you are jamming into your fucking brain. And I think it's like smoking filtered versus unfiltered, right?
Again with the smoking this season.
I know. I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been thinking about smoking like a lot recently. I wonder why. But like, between the two, if I'm thinking about my brain health, I think I would prefer to filter some of these things, or at least try to analyze them before they just go straight into my fucking neural complex, I don't want this shit touching my ghost,
See, that's a very anti-Lynchian mode of media analysis. He would say, yeah, just let it all go down there and reach in the bag and see what comes out.
He just made the stuff. He never watched it.
Which also, absolute right move. I don't listen to this show.
It's better to make than to consume. It's true.
Yeah.
I think that is a lesson we should all take.
Let's move on, but I wanted to say one last thing about the Hebiona thing. I think that is an actual, Eastern Japanese, like, folk tale monster. I don't think that there is a direct connection to the Medusa, but visually I understand, like, it's the brain makes the connection, but I think that's based off of an actual thing.
This is why you're a Freudian and I'm a Jungian, because the snake monster woman who wants to fucking kill you is part of the collective unconscious. This is an image that is not originating from Greek mythology. This is an image that has originated from the primal human mind that we all share.
Hey, humans, what's up? Why do you hate women so much? What are you afraid of?
Why do we want to fucking kill snake women throughout all of human history? Tell me that. Tell me that, because the snake itself is sort of phallic, don't you think?
Now I hadn't thought about it, but I see it.
It's hard to ignore that it's sort of phallic. I don't know. When you're watching Daira-san, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, viewer.
All right, anime 2026 summer.
All right. Okay, let me do Black Torch, because this is a really weird one.
Okay.
Because I read this back when it came out, and it seemingly got canceled out of nowhere. And I was like, what the fuck? There's only a few chapters, and then it's it. And then I heard this announcement, and I thought, oh, wait. oh my God, they must have never translated the rest of the novel, the volumes, right? That must have been what happened, because now it's got an anime. It must have been popular.
Yeah, oh, no?
No, I went and checked. This shit got canceled after 19 chapters, excuse me. A little bit farther than 9. It just got dumped unceremoniously and has been revived for some unknown reason.
Wait, they made an anime of a canceled manga?
Not just a canceled manga, a manga that made 19 chapters.
There's got to be something going on here. Like,
I'm so confused.
Maybe the
I really don't
production
understand.
was like part of the initial publication. Like maybe it was a bundle deal. Like, yeah, we're going to do with the author. Like, yeah, we'll do a manga and an anime based off of it.
Yeah, but this was a long time ago.
That's insane. That's
The
really
manga
weird.
came out in, I'm talking about, this manga came out in 2016 in Japan.
Okay.
We are 10 years on from a canceled manga, and it is getting an anime.
Okay,
You tell me, why does that? What the fuck is happening?
The story I'm making up in my head is that there is a production council, like, bigwig on one of these, like Katakawa or whatever, who just, Black Torch was his grail, man, I loved that thing. Oh, I wish they hadn't canceled it. I wish we hadn't canceled it. I'm gonna make an anime of it, and that's gonna be enough of an advertisement and like hype builder I will then revive the manga. It will be enough momentum to revive the manga with this anime. That's what I'm making up in my head. I have no idea what's going on here. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue. And also, so this guy, I mean, he didn't stop making manga, right? He went on to make a manga that I kind of like, actually. He went on to do Heart Gear, which has run for a long time.
I've heard of Heart Gear.
It's all right. I liked it. I think it's over now. I'm not sure if I ever reached the end of it, but I liked it. It was fine. Great art. It's a charming, pretty simple story. Clearly much more popular than Black Torch. Why did they go back for this one? I don't get it. And also, the story is, it was a bit prescient at the time, but you could see the wave coming of all this shit, because it's exactly one of those stories where a kid realizes he has powers. He has, like, kind of crossover powers. He gets recruited into the fucking the FBI, the fucking public safety division,
sure,
to fight like evil power users, right? And that's it. That's the whole story. There's a talking cat. That's probably the most unique element of this entire thing.
You know what?
But that's it.
I don't know. Okay, so and maybe this is a topic for a different episode, but like FBI kids were the thing for a while. Are they? I thought they were that movement. Are they still? I thought that movement was kind of like petering out. But this feels maybe now like they are delving their IP for stuff to fit this mold. And we're like, well, Black Torch, throw it on the demon FBI pile. See what happens.
Hey, what's the most popular shit? Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man? Do we have any more FBI kids like rattling around? Public Safety Division, Monster Killers?
We got any of those?
Any of them that haven't been adapted yet? Oh, I know. We got one that we canceled a long time ago. It's called Black Torch. There's a talking cat. It's ready to go.
Perfect.
One season.
Put it in the machine.
One and done. But like I said, I like the manga author. I liked reading this, even though it was incredibly generic and ended super fast. I like Heart Gear. I think his art is really great.
Yeah, the art is really cool.
The art is fantastic. I wish he would do something, I don't know, team up with maybe a more interesting writer or something, because, his plots are not bad. They're not, offensive or whatever. They're just pretty standard manga and anime stories, which isn't always the worst thing. Sometimes you just want to see pretty art.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes that's it. So I'm hoping they carry at least that element forward, right? And make something pretty.
Well, I'm instantly intrigued now because I want to see. I'm assuming that it was an abrupt cancellation and the manga didn't like wrap up. Did it leave on a cliffhanger, or did it try and wrap itself up? Let me ask that.
I think it like just closes out. I think it was one of those things where like, oh, hey, remember how we like dangled some like plot hooks earlier on? Forget about that. He defeated the big guy, and then we're good to go.
Okay, well then, one and done.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
How do they make a full season? Okay, maybe if it's only 12 episodes, that covers
if it's
the
only 12
entire
episodes,
manga back to front.
And here's a situation that you do not see pop up that is now possibly in play. Obviously, there's tons and tons of series that the anime gets canceled, but there is a long life of the manga that you can follow afterward, right? How many series are based off of a manga that gets canceled, but that the anime keeps going with its own original content?
Yeah, we should really investigate that one. Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's even a single one. There's got to be.
The closest that comes to mind is the first series of Full Metal Alchemist, where the manga wasn't canceled, but the anime was rushed so quickly that they ran out of manga to adapt, and so they had to like make their own stuff up. But then they went back and did Brotherhood to correct that, I guess, or to just do the manga story. So it's not really the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. That's a weird decision, and I want to see what happens here.
You know what? There's probably been one-shots that have been turned into full anime series. I think that's probably where it's close enough. But I do want to say, so Black Torch started in 2016. This is a story about a little demon cat who, on the precipice of death, makes a deal with a desperate child, and they become like Public Safety Division strange bedfellows who defeat other demon cat type things.
Yeah.
2 years later, Chainsaw Man came out.
Interesting.
Just, it's one of those things. It's just one of those things.
Could be a coincidence. Could be something else.
About it. You have to think about it. Anyway, that should be perfectly acceptable anime.
All right. Well, speaking of FBI ghost kids, this one is kind of in that realm. Were you keeping an eye on Let's Go Kaikigumi?
I was interested in this one because I do like the almost throwbacky art style. It's got a bit of like gigi, right?
It's definitely channeling some of that, some of the like the 70s like rom-com kind of art style. It's got a little bit of kaiji in it too. In its design. I think that's kind of cool. Obviously not as exaggerated as kaiji is.
No. And this is one I've never read the manga for either, so I find that kind of interesting.
Yeah, me neither.
And I love that it's, like it's spooky. It's like spooky horror stuff. I think that's cool.
Well, so what it is we have it's a comedy horror. It's a comedy FBI kid horror. We have a nameless protagonist who, according to the description, is 6 times more likely to be haunted than regular people.
6 times?
Yes.
That's
specifically
a lot.
6 times.
Wait, we don't know what the baseline is.
Well, that is a 600% increase in hauntings from the average person. So you can imagine that this guy probably has, kind of a weird life, right?
So regular people have a 1% chance, like per ghost encounter, to be haunted.
If we're using him as the baseline and they are telling us up front that he is 600, or not 600, that he is 6 times more likely to be haunted than the average person, then we can extrapolate that an average person is at 1% hauntings. He would be at 600% hauntings. That's how math works, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Every one ghost that haunts him, 6 more ghosts show up.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
I don't
get
know
it.
if these are compounding ghosts. I don't know if there's a cap on how many ghosts can be around him at once.
Well, hold on. Let's think about this. Okay. In Dan to Dan, some of the ghosts become more powerful when they eat other ghosts. So maybe this is like a ghost starts eating the other ghosts and becomes a super ghost.
This is kind of like a ghost Katamari situation where they kind of roll up into one giant powerful ghost.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes. And so here is where we add in the twist is because he's 6 times more likely to be haunted than the average person.
That's
He
so
encounters a creepy girl at his high school. And the creepy girl is part of the I don't know if it's an official government position in this world, but she is part of and manager of an organization called the Kaikigumi, which is Ghost FBI, more or less.
You can't say that.
You can't say that?
Don't say it. Don't say that.
What, Kaikigumi?
Don't say it again. Jesus Christ. What even is Gumi? Does Gumi just mean organization?
I believe so. It must. Again, we do not speak Japanese, and we do not intend
I don't
to learn.
speak Japanese. The only Gumi I can think of is the Shinsen Gumi, which I've been thinking about because of Wolves of Mibu. But
Yeah, but like, what about in names like Megumi? Huh?
oh, like Megumin?
Yeah. Is Megumi from Jujutsu Kaisen an organization?
Is there a hyphen there? I'm not sure if I ever noticed. Megumi?
Me Gumi, you Gumi,
Gumi.
we all Gumi.
I don't know. I'm not gonna learn. I'm telling you right now.
So anyway, our nameless protagonist meets Mechiko, is what her name is, or Mechiko.
Mechiko.
Mecha. Well, it's spelled like mecha, like like a robot, like Mechako.
Yeah.
Which, if you
Mechiko.
hype it, it sounds like robot girl, right? Mechiko. Yeah.
Mechiko.
Yeah, Mechiko, robot girl, who is a mysterious, creepy, wide-eyed, not cat-eyed girl who runs this organization that basically makes sure ghosts don't fuck with people, seems like.
Yeah. She's like a very short girl with white hair and massive eyes, tiny pupils. She looks insane. Meanwhile, our main character is the biggest, beefiest, like 14-year-old you've ever seen in your entire life.
He is he's a
6
Jotaro
feet
type
wide.
for sure.
He's a fucking professional rugby player, this kid.
Well, he always had a penchant to go varsity. He seems like an athletic guy.
I wonder if that'll translate over to the anime. That he's just massive.
That he's just a big guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
From the trailer, he looked fairly average. I think, if anything, the trailer makes Mechiko look much smaller than the average person, almost goblin-like.
She's a little tiny goblin.
Yeah, she's a little tiny goblin, a little tiny creepy goblin. He's like a big himbo who gets haunted a bunch, which is like
Classic.
Yeah, classic pairing. So I like the art style. That kind of retro throwback thing looks pretty cool. I think the premise could be interesting if they don't take themselves too seriously. I think that this should. I would like for this to be very funny. It seems like it wants to be considered funny.
Yeah. Well, how'd you feel about Gigigi?
I like Gigigi. I think it's fine.
I like Gigigi too.
It is adequate.
It's perfectly fine. No, it's fine.
It's like, maybe a pillar of modern manga. So, it's fine.
It looks. I just say because this really looks like it's trying to evoke Gigigi, and Gigigi
it's very
is
much
like,
trying to evoke Gigigi.
What if it was like scary, but like in a fun? It was like a fun way. It's like scary, but it's like a fun scary.
Also, what if you had a cute albino goth yandere GF? What if?
What if? Well, Kitaro doesn't have one, unfortunately.
No, he's a
in
little
Gigigi.
kid. It would be weird if he had a yandere GF.
Well, but he does grow up. I mean, he gets older.
Does he?
Kitaro has been running for a long time.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a Peanut situation where they, stay kids forever or what. I didn't know that Kitaro had character growth.
It's like, Kendaichi, right?
Sure.
Well, since Kendaichi's been running so long, we have separate Kendaichi stories for every period of his life. We have elementary school Kendaichi. We have, obviously, the original high school Kendaichi. We have college dropout Kendaichi. We have 37-year-old new dad Kendaichi. We have the entire spread.
We have 48-year-old divorcee Kendaichi after he went through a treatment program.
Yeah, when one of these like shonen stories runs long enough, you just get the entire spread.
Sure. A real funky Winkerbean situation for all of
Yeah.
our listeners over 60 out there.
Now, I do think Kitaro's gay. I don't know if we ever had that confirmed, but I just get the feeling
He just
that,
gives off the vibes.
Yeah, this is like a kid who's he's wrestling with his feelings as a young adult.
And dealing with the supernatural. God,
Yeah.
he's got a lot on his plate.
I know, but actually, the supernatural, he's actually really good at the supernatural stuff, so it's not that big of a deal.
So yeah, I'll give this a shot. I think that it is a standout amongst this season as being at least visually intriguing. Like this and Witch in Mongolia, like probably look the most non-standard anime to me.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then there's Ghost in the Shell. Anyway, so yeah, that's the entirety of summer.
That's it. We're done.
That's it.
There's no more anime in summer.
There's really not. I mean, if you look at the list, it's like, oh boy.
Well,
Besides all the stuff that we just talked about, it's like, ugh.
Ugh. Oh wait,
Ugh.
hold on. There is
you forgot one?
There is one more down here.
Okay.
We got one more. We got one more down here, and that is young ladies don't play fighting games.
No, you talked about this one.
Oh God. Maybe they don't play fighting games.
You told me that they basically just rip off like actual professional Street Fighter games.
I can't. Oh, fair enough. All right. You know what? Sorry, listeners. I am losing my mind due to the
mind.
syphilis. I do have Swiss cheese brain. Sorry. I guess that's it.
That's the what thing you're the most excited about. That's really what it is. This is your most anticipated.
Well,
show.
I really like Street Fighter. I really like Street Fighter.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's all the anime. Unless
That
you
is
don't
all
have-
the anime.
All right.
I mean, there's a bunch of boring shit, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, okay. So maybe one more in here. I am gonna watch Iron Walk Jan.
God damn it.
Yep.
Okay, fine. I will also put one. I probably will watch Iwamoto Senpai no Suisen because I read the manga a long time ago. But boy, do I have some mixed feelings about that.
Yeah,
premise.
you have some reservations about that one.
Yeah, the Japanese military in the lead up to World War II. I just, there's some stuff that, you could just, there's some things that maybe would make me uncomfortable. But yeah, that's Heather. Besides that, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, I guess we'll be back next week getting into the meat of these things.
Yeah, only about 400 episodes until the end of anime. Isn't that exciting? I've been ticking them off on the calendar.
We have a list. They gave us the approved list ahead of time. So we know everything that's going to be happening until 2032. We're not going to tell, but we know. So just keep that in mind.
If we wanted to talk about all the upcoming anime, we would just be here. We would be here forever. So we just do it season by season.
Exactly. All right. Until next week, tall, handsome, beautiful listeners, keep tuning in for the hardest hitting anime discussion of themes and previews and
and if you want us to
stuff?
do like more stuff, like hey, like go and do the 5-star thing and like leave a review and interact and stuff.
Yeah, give us some stars. Give us some stars,
reason,
man.
Look, I know nobody wants to do that. I don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But like for some reason that actually has an effect on the show's visibility, which we are currently actively trying to raise. So I just throwed it out there.
Yeah.
It's a thing you could do if you have a couple minutes.
It would be a
free time.
kindness. All right. I think that's
Yeah,
it.
so would be putting a gun against a pillow. also
all right. We're getting modeling.
Either one.
We're getting modeling. Bye.
What are you trying to accomplish here? What is it you want so bad? Like, calm down. What are you driving at? What's your end goal here?